Would you date someone who has been an AP? My 54M 20-year marriage ended a couple years ago when my wife cheated and left the home and family for another guy. I have been dating a woman who, before we got together, was in a 2-year affair with a married man. She got caught or confessed, not sure which, but in any event that marriage is still ongoing. My GF was previously in a long-term marriage which ended about 4 years before she took up with a married guy. She's been upfront with me as far as I know about all this. Am I nuts? Should I care about her history given my own or just let it go? Edit. Thanks to all for taking the time to weigh in. I decided not to respond to posts since there were so many. Don't worry about me, I'm not emotionally invested in this relationship at all. It's more like FWB. Neither of us has any desire to get married again or cohabitate. I'll likely be ending it, not so much because of her history but more because I don't feel the spark and excitement I need to feel. She made a big mistake a few years ago. Does this make someone irredeemable? I hope not. But I understand the pain that many in this group have felt, including myself. I do tend to blame the cheating spouse more in these situations. They are the ones betraying their life partner. Best to all. Update: cheating ex-wife got engaged to the AP. Our divorce went final 2 years ago. She's been seeing this guy for 3 years now. He moved in with her as she can afford a very nice place with the divorce settlement augmented by a significant monthly child support payment. I don't think he generates much income, nor does she. My kids are older and child support won't be going on much longer. What's interesting is, after a brief moment of surprise, I feel a mixture of apathy and actually peace as I know she's going to have to live with these decisions for a long time. I feel fortunate that, due in no small part to wisdom and learnings taken away from this Reddit forum, this news doesn't bother me in the least. I truly hope all of us in this boat can feel the same peace one day. Update: onward and upward 3 years later. My ex-wife married her affair partner a couple weeks ago. He moved into her very nice rented townhouse a while ago, so no surprise there. Hopefully she got a prenup, but I doubt it. I confess, out of morbid curiosity I did check out their wedding site, which had some nice lies about the timeline of when they connected. The best part: no more alimony from me and child support ends this year. Good luck with that. More importantly, nearly 3 years after the divorce I've met someone amazing. She is beautiful, smart, kind and accomplished. I feel like I've upgraded in every way. I am the happiest and most hopeful I've been in years. It was dark for a while, not going to sugarcoat it. Very dark. I am not sure I would be here if I hadn't found this community. For those who are in a bad place, just keep putting one foot in front of the other. The key for me was just realizing and reminding myself that we don't control the behavior of other people. The words they use to justify their actions are lies. We are better than that. Peace to all. Story 2. Kinda concerned. Any advice? Hello everyone, I'm hoping some of you can assist me with this. Despite having been together for 8 years, my wife and I have been married for almost a year. The 5-year-old boy who lives with us is practically my entire world. Even though I adore my wife, I've never felt envious of her interactions with her male friends because we are all acquainted. I mean, I check my messages when I exit, but is it typical for women to use the restroom to check their messages? But ever since we moved to a new country, she's been making long-distance video calls, sometimes lasting up to 40 minutes, with a certain guy back home. Even in the wee hours of the morning, when we are all supposed to be sleeping, these calls can still occur. I didn't know this particular guy all that well. My wife's nephew, with whom she shared a workplace, is his friend. This guy has a particularly bad reputation for smack-talking and sleeping with other men's wives. My father had a difficult separation from my mother, and everything that followed just makes me hateful of cheating in any way. I love my wife and I do trust her, but this recent activity is just making me doubt her, maybe make me paranoid I guess. What do I do? Should I be worried? Redditors' reactions. Story 3 after. Redditor 1. Secrecy is the larval stage of infidelity. If she has not cheated yet, she eventually will. Boundaries and consequences. Be strong and decisive. Redditor follow up. Either that or it was physical before they moved, and logistics are now in the way of the physical affair so they went virtual. Redditor 2. This is entirely inappropriate. Your wife should not be having secret conversations with a known womanizer. You want to shake her up? Tell her you cannot trust her anymore. Get a DNA test done on your son. Redditor 3. Should I be concerned? Yes, with her being secretive and the reputation of that guy. Things are going towards emotional cheating if that's not started yet. Her going into bathroom to take up his calls is shady. I mean, why on earth she needs to be in bathroom of all places unless she's talking about something that you shouldn't hear. Hiding stuff related to third person when you're in a relationship is the first step towards crossing the boundaries. What should I do? First, you need to check her phone to see the level of conversation they're having and what all information they share with each other, so that you can plan your confrontation accordingly. If you find anything suspicious, then save it and if required wait to get more concrete evidence that she can't deny. Once you've the required information, confront her. In case she agrees about this being inappropriate and wants to work on relationship, then that guy needs to be gone for good from your life. Establish boundaries that you want to establish. There is a difference between establishing boundaries and being jealous, so don't take any crap in case she tries to paint you as a jealous person. Based on what kind of relationship she has with this guy and how the confrontation went, you need to prepare for the future of your relationship. Answer: I check the phone and it's always video call every time they talk. So there's no text, pics, etc. It's just suspicious for me because whenever she's gonna talk to that guy she ends up taking a shower. I dunno if she's showing off her body or just showing him the dump she took. Story 3, I just found out my husband has been cheating with other men. In our own house. I apologize if this is lengthy, but this just happened this morning, and I am beyond heartbroken. I'm in my 40s, and my marriage to my husband has lasted 11 years. I typically go to bed at 5:30 a.m. on the weekends when I work nights, and my husband typically gets up at that time. Around 6 o'clock, I was still awake when I heard a front car door close. My husband then came out and led him around the side to the downstairs door into the spare room as I peered out the window and saw a man I didn't know walking up the path toward the house. I went downstairs and peered through the window because I had no idea what was going on and could see them ting each other's throats. No more specifics from me. I simply couldn't believe it. When my anxiety reached an all-time high, I returned upstairs and lay in bed sobbing quietly. I was utterly stunned. He went upstairs and into the shower after returning in about 30 minutes. I'm aware that some people won't be in favor of this, but when I went to check his phone, I discovered that he was using the gay dating app Grindr to meet other men. As I scrolled through every message, I felt so sick to my stomach. He has met a lot of men over the past few months, and one of the worst things is that he typically meets on the weekends after I go to sleep, around 6 or 6:30 in the morning. Every time, they descend. I won't go into specifics about what they do, but I'm appalled. It's not that I'm homophobic, but it's obvious that he doesn't give a damn about STIs or the risk they pose to me. I was unable to control my emotions and just broke down in tears as soon as he emerged from the shower, telling him what I had learned. He simply appeared alarmed, so I told him to leave the house. He has been sending me sincere messages of apology, explaining that he recently learned he was bi-curious and that he knew what he did was wrong. I just feel so sick. Though I'm not sure if I would have allowed him to hook up, who knows? We never had the chance to talk about it. I would have been open to hearing about his fantasies. And because I am 6 months pregnant and he isn't that interested in having sex with me, I have been feeling unwelcome. I can understand why now. Just unbelievable, I tell you. Before this pregnancy, our marriage had been so strong. In conclusion, has anyone reading ever discovered their partner had an extramarital affair? And if so, what happened? Did you survive it? I'm trying to compartmentalize what I need to do now, schedule regular health exams and make an appointment for counseling for myself, but I don't see how I could ever forgive him. He would tell them that he was married, and they were even aware that I was sleeping upstairs. I'm in ruins. Update: 3 days after I caught my husband cheating, he attempted to take his life. I'm having trouble believing I'm writing this. I have chosen this sub to create an outlet because I am in the hospital and I don't want to subject my friends and family to every irrational thought that crosses my mind. To put it briefly, I discovered 3 days ago that my husband had been unprotectedly sharing beds with several men in our own home over the previous few months. I am 6 months along. I talked to him after writing about it here and told him that there is no way I can ever move past this and that we must part ways. We have been together for over 10 years, and although this is our first child, I am in my early 40s and thought I knew and loved him. Despite the fact that it seems obvious, it was incredibly difficult for me to say. Despite being appalled by what he did, I suppose I still do. He has been pleading with me to reconsider, but I simply won't. He had overdosed on sleeping pills and then called the ambulance, according to a call I received from the hospital's ER today. I had to go and visit him at the hospital after they had taken him there because I was having severe heart palpitations and abdominal pain at the time. I ended up being admitted myself. Since it was caused by stress, they are confident it will be okay. My husband's sister visited him first and then me. I hadn't told her what had happened, and at first she was sympathetic, but when I blurted out, "I am just so furious at him for doing all of this to me," she became defensive and angry. She added that while the cheating was unacceptable and she could understand my pain, the attempt on his life demonstrated how much pain he was in over this and his sexuality, and she is surprised I am not more sympathetic. I simply couldn't express myself. I am not trying to sound self-pitying, I know that it sounds like that, and I didn't mean that his suicide attempt was him doing something to me, I just meant that everything he has done has put me in such an awful situation and I just cannot believe she isn't even thinking about it. What a mess my life is in right now, I just can't believe it. Sorry for the incoherent rambling, I am just in total shock over everything. Our lives just look like normal bland, suburban, corporate people without any mess, and now this. Redditor's reactions update after. Redditor 1, him being with a man doesn't matter. Cheating is cheating. If it was a woman, he would be hated. But because it was with a man, he's getting sympathy. Heck nah. And unprotected. No respect. You are pregnant and need to spend every ounce of energy on your precious baby. Tell yourself you will worry about this other stuff later. That's what I'm telling myself. I'm 7 months pregnant and was told about my husband's affair via Instagram by his AP. I found out at 15 weeks pregnant. It has been robbing me of KY pregnancy, but I keep telling myself I'll deal with all that later. Right now is my time with the baby. Of course it's not easy and 100% possible. But doing the best I can. You can do it too. Good luck. Op answer, I am so sorry you are in this situation. Thanks so much for your comment. Redditor 2, another one with minions who uses sexuality as a weapon to silence the betrayed spouse. This is not about being gay. It's about his betrayal, and his blatant manipulative move to pretend to kill himself. Move back to your family. Get away from his family of toxic supporters. Discovering that you are bisexual or gay does not give you a pass to hurt others. Let him recover with their help. Let them see him for real when you are no longer around as a buffer to absorb their criticism. They'll quickly realize what you've been through because his selfishness will show itself. Redditor follow up, yep, take pills, check, call 911, check, get sympathy from sister and make wife a bad guy if she leaves and doesn't support, check. I don't doubt he has suicidal thoughts right now, he's at risk. That said, a cry for help is that and he needs to get the help necessary to work through his issues with sexuality, betrayal, etc. But, it doesn't have to be op. Redditor 3, firstly, your primary concern has to be you and your baby and your well-being. You're allowed to be selfish, that's a good thing. Secondly, your ex is not your responsibility any longer. Take your name off as his next of kin, block him and his sister from your life. You owe him nothing. He may have struggled with his sexuality, but that's not your burden to bear after he put your mental and physical health at risk. You owe him zero empathy. You are allowed to be angry and hurt. The way your ex deceived you erased all the 10 years of love in each and every go he had cheating on you. Your ex clearly has a caring sister in his life, let her take the burden of empathy for him. You have every right to be completely done with him. Op answer, thank you. I needed to hear this. I moved away from my family and friends circle across the other side of the country 5 years ago for his career. Had he actually told me that he thought he was bi or unsure, I would have absolutely talked to him about it. He even knows I am bi. Instead he chose to meet random men, have unprotected time while I was at home and sleeping. I just can't feel sympathy with him right now and I cannot believe that's what I am being asked to do. Surely I deserve some FFS. He has completely unraveled my life. Update, my baby was born prematurely a week after I found out my husband was cheating, and died of ARDS. Last post here. I am totally numb. Posting this because so many kind people reached out after my last 2 posts. But I was 6 months pregnant with my first child, when I found my husband cheating. About a week later, I went into early labor. She died on day 2 from acute respiratory distress syndrome. I am just numb. I cannot believe everything fell apart in my life in less than 2 weeks. I am still in hospital, but when I get out, I am packing up and leaving to go back to my hometown and try and start my life again. My husband's cheating has completely unraveled my life. Thanks to this sub for offering support and advice over the past week. All the best to you all. Redditor's reactions update after. Redditor 1, I have no words. This is just, so much. Please take care of yourself, make sure you get some counseling once you're settled. I wish I could share some of your burden. I don't know you, but I care for you and your well-being. Surround yourself with loved ones and know there's a whole community here behind you. Op answer, thanks. After reading the stories here over the past couple of weeks, I just feel so heartbroken knowing how many of us are in pain and our lives collapse due to cheating. I appreciate that and hope you are okay and getting through also. I will be going into counseling as soon as I pack up and head back. Redditor 2, I've lost my daughter at 5 months due to a car accident. I know the pain. Brings tears to my eyes you're having to do it alone. I'm so sorry you have to experience this and deal with a bunch of BS too. Take care of yourself and get rid of your husband quickly. I wish you all the best. Remember, your daughter wants you to be happy and have a great life. She'll always be with you. You will see her again. Op answer, oh my gosh, I am so sorry for your loss. That is so tragic. I hope you are okay. Thank you so much for your comments. All the best. Update. Have left for my hometown with my baby's ashes to put my life back together. I wasn't planning on writing another post here, but since I've received so many messages asking for updates, I figured I might as well post one in case this tale ends up being useful to someone. I still occasionally browse this sub, and it helps to read your posts and comments on other stories. If people keep contacting me, I might stay around for that reason and post updates as the story progresses. Just a quick update, after my darling girl passed away, my nearest and dearest family and friends flew in and took over, taking care of everything for me. My father is now my husband's point of contact, so I don't have to speak to him after they organize the funeral. He was invited to the funeral thankfully, he did not approach me, and I am keeping her ashes. I will stay with my father until I am ready to move out after my friends and family packed up the house or at least my stuff and we flew back to my hometown yesterday. Since my STBXH no longer begs me to give it another shot, I believe even he can't ignore his own contribution to my going into early labor and losing our baby. The divorce should hopefully go smoothly. I want as little drama as possible because he has agreed to sell the house and split the proceeds equally. I sincerely appreciate all of the feedback and messages, and I apologize to everyone for the delay in responding. I never realized how damaging cheating could be until this overwhelming experience. I'm in therapy to work through my grief over losing everything, but losing my baby eclipses losing my marriage 100 times over. The only hope I have is that, despite experiencing intense grief and feeling completely defeated, I am still motivated to start over. Once again, I want to thank this sub for being there to support us all during this. I appreciate everyone who has sent me encouraging messages because I know it has been difficult for us all to rebuild after infidelity and that it will take a long time for all of us. 20. Redditor's reactions. Redditor 1, thank you for the update. Please make sure to continue to take care of you. You deserve all the peace, love, and happiness in the world. Redditor 2, OMG, your story is heart-wrenching. What you have passed through these last couple of weeks is unbelievable. It really hurts me reading, meaning I can't even imagine your pain. I am very sorry for what you are going through. I hope, from the deepest of my heart, that your new life back in your hometown will bring some peace back for you, in the long run. Stay strong, don't give up and take good care of yourself. Op answer, thanks so much. I know deep down I will be okay, I am just dreading the uphill climb from here. I know it's going to be difficult. Just reading so many other stories from others here who have gotten through helps me know it is possible to get through to the other side though. Redditor 3, thank you for the update. Please take care of yourself and best wishes going forward.